Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Everyone, welcome to episode 88 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Mitch.
I have a lot of great things to talk about today. A little bit of Oscar talk, Dark Phoenix, Man of Steel 2, some Flashpoint, Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Mission Impossible, Infinity War, and we have some RoboCop news.
Ooh.
And some more. So stick with us. And
88 miles per hour this show will be.
Oh, I know. It's exciting. No, this is really a good show. It's just the two of us. So
just the two of us.
Cue the music.
You should have Perfect Strangers music queue up.
Yeah, right. I like that song.
That was a great show.
I like that song. Oh, good times. I think they might be bringing that back.
Are they?
Maybe.
You'd have to have the same actors do it, though.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, they actually, you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Okay, so when season 2 came out, Kimmel did a parody of Perfect Strangers with a Demi Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to, live with it, and it was funny. It was really funny. Yeah, those guys are, oh, man, such a good show.
Yeah.
I don't know, TGIF.
Yep, I miss the days when they had that on Friday. That was, God, you get home from school. And TGIF, you couldn't wait for it to start at 7 o'clock. And it was, remember when they had Perfect Strangers, Step by Step. They had the Steve Urkel, Family Matters. And then, was it Dinosaurs? The one?
That was on for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It kind of changed throughout.
Full
House was also on there at one point. Yeah, they had, I was looking at Facebook and this totally 80s page that I follow had all the grand openings for TGIF.
I saw that too. Yeah. I shared it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool.
I don't remember the first one though with the big fat bald dad.
That one I don't think ran too long.
No.
I remember seeing that once in a while, but
that was on the USA Network, so I don't even think
the 10 of us or something like
that.
Yeah,
but that wasn't an actual show on TGIF that I remember.
Yeah, that might have just been someone not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was something separate too.
And I do think that show was definitely on there at one point, though. The Perfect Strangers, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was on there, but it was at the very, very, very beginning.
They had some really good songs in the 80s for the
They
shows.
did.
Really good songs.
Actual people actually had to try at this stuff.
I know.
And not just, and now the grand opening is, you kind of get a shorter version, unless you're watching it on video or something like that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
nobody ever plays the full intro like they used to.
I know. Damn it.
Everybody's concerned about content.
Well, it's our fault as well as actually all the electronics in the world.
I know.
Our attention span is we're like children,
But it's funny. Ugh. It's funny because now you're starting to see these Netflix originals come out and they're, 27 minutes, no commercials, and people are actually excited about it. So maybe our attention span's starting to grow again.
I do like it. And it gives you the option to skip intros.
Yes, whoever created that, thank you.
That's nice.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
Not like I don't like the opening of The Office, but sometimes I just want to get straight to the meat.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you, man. Especially when you're a marathon and something
Yep.
This is great, but let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
The last episode ended on a cliffhanger. I want to see what happened to Phil or Bob. I don't know.
Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Oscar nominations were announced.
Yeah.
Did you tune in?
And we were talking about this before the show. I think maybe just all that's gone on in Hollywood, I've just kind of put in the back seat because there's just so much negativity in it, and they're trying to self-police, and it's going nowhere. So I've just kind of phased out. But I did hear a little bit, and surprised to see some of them that got awards. Surprised to see that the Disaster Artist didn't get a nomination nod. Of course, that may be a little bit political due to Franco. And then, some other ones that just didn't make any sense. Del Toro, didn't he get a...
I don't think he did.
The director?
I'm sorry.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong last name.
Yeah.
He did Hellboy.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Guillermo.
Guillermo
Yeah, there you go.
del Toro.
Yes, there you go. Not Benicio.
Yeah.
Yeah, not related.
No,
good
would
for
be
him.
weird.
He's
Yeah.
a very independent guy, and this is it's almost like if they weren't doing that Hellboy reboot,
Yeah.
he might have got a 3 after all this is done.
Isn't he up for 13 nods? With
I think
this,
so. That Shape of Water is supposed to be.
What
quite
is that
something.
show about?
It's just it's kind of like, well, he loves monsters, so it's a
Right.
monster movie, but it's
Okay.
also a love story between a human and the monster. The monster, I can't remember what the deal is. Like the human that falls for him, I think she's deaf or something, and she can communicate with it. So
Gotcha.
They have a bond.
Oh, okay. I've seen
Yeah.
previews. Okay, so it's not just different shapes with water placed in them. So like, here's a glass of water. Here's a box full of water.
Right.
For 2 hours.
You got Michael Shannon in there being Michael Shannon. He's bringing it. It's really. It looks really good. It's on my list for sure. I would like to try to see it before the awards.
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean,
Michael Shannon as Michael Shannon.
and he gets an Oscar nomination.
The greatest job I've ever done is just being myself.
That's good. Yeah, I think Del Toro came to Universal a while back, a few years back, when they wanted to start their Dark Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he wanted the reins of that, and they didn't give it to him.
He would have been good at that.
Yeah, because this Shape of Water could have been like Creature of the Black Lagoon almost.
Right.
That's kind of what it resembles.
Right.
I'm sure Universal is just kicking themselves.
Well, and the monster kind of looks like that guy that swam in the pond.
Yeah. And it's Doug Jones.
Is it Doug Jones again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Oh, he's awesome. He plays Saru on Star Trek Discovery. He just makes that man
really?
come to life. It's unbelievable.
That's a guy that's highly underrated.
Oh, for sure.
Because he was also the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four.
Right, and he was supposed to get a speaking part.
Right.
But they dubbed him with Lawrence Fishburne, which seemed to really never match too well to me. I don't know. It's probably because of CG and stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't, his voice wasn't in Hellboy, but Hellboy 2 it was.
It was?
They got rid of David Hyde Pierce's voice for 2 because Doug
Boy,
Jones
I could have swore that those were the same people.
No, I mean, it's the same person in the costume. But yeah, Doug Jones actually used his voice in the second one, but he can.
So is he an Englishman then?
No, he's just a good actor.
Okay.
I think he's like played the apes, Andy Serkis.
Oh,
he's like that.
Yeah,
like he can make these creatures come to life.
Right,
he's got some acting chops. Like if you watch him on Star Trek. He gets to shine all the time on that show, and of course, Shape of Water. I haven't seen it yet, but I assume he's got pretty good scenes there.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that that one just takes it all. I saw
be the first time that a movie that isn't like really artsy fartsy.
Boring,
yeah.
Oh, I love you. I'm dead. I'm back. And where's she at? I don't know.
The story actually has some substance to it.
Exactly.
Right.
Starring Meryl Streep. All that jazz.
Yeah.
No. Of course, with all these nominations, some were like, "Yeah, I see that," and some were like, "Whoa, those got snubbed." We talked about the Disaster Artist, Logan.
Logan should have been. I think that's a movie that everybody poured their heart and soul into, and I think it's weird because as you saw Hugh Jackman progress as Wolverine, his movies got increasingly better.
Sure. It broke ground because it did nab adapted screenplay nomination, which is huge because that's the first time ever comic book material has been adapted and gotten a nomination, for that work. The big snub, of course, to me is, Hugh Jackman I definitely see, but I'm more disappointed they didn't nominate Patrick Stewart. I really thought he brought it. Like, he really did a good job in that film, and it's a shame he didn't get nominated. And it's also, politics, but I don't think in this case it's politics within the Academy. It's just the time. That movie was released so long ago. You have to campaign to get someone nominated, And,
you're kidding.
Yeah, so I just think, it just came out so long ago, and it's a superhero film, so they, probably didn't like that aspect. But man, Patrick Stewart is so great in that film. I really wanted him to get a nomination, and I think that's a huge snub.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the biggest snubs, you know.
Yeah.
Lego Batman movie didn't get nominated.
You know, and I still haven't seen that. People are saying it's good, but
It's good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it deserves to get an Oscar, but from the list they gave us, I forgot which one on there. John Cena voiced some kind of cow for
Oh,
Mando,
cool.
I think.
Okay.
But it bombed at the box office, and I don't know if it got good critical reception. It probably did, I guess, but it just seems odd some of these movies were nominated, and yet, like, Lego Batman was a big movie, and it had a good message to it. So a lot of people are, you know, upset about that. But, you know, it happens with the Oscars. You're always going to get upset about something. You know, the glamour's worn off as I've gotten older here and see more of what it's all about, you know, the politics, and then, you know, some of these policing items. Not saying I disagree, but I think the way they're handled is, you know, not the best, especially from people who are handling, or probably people who've done the same thing they're accusing others of, you know.
Right.
It's like, oh, I hope they don't catch me. I'm going to point my finger.
But I'm going to point them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because when I was a kid, man, I loved the Oscars. I was like, I really thought they were judged on their talent, and they are to a degree, but it's politics.
But have you seen some of the movies that win Oscars?
Oh, I know.
I mean, growing
know.
up, you were like, yeah, man, they probably worked really hard, and it's great.
And I don't really think like, oh, it used to be, you know, the art was honored, but it probably was always this way. Maybe when it first started, I don't know if it was the 40s or 50s.
Seems like stories that are autobiographical in nature do the best, and I agree with that for the most part.
Yeah. Walk the Line, Ray.
Right. Dallas Buyers Club. I mean, they have some material to work off of, and then it's up to them to imitate the actual person.
Sure.
And how well they actually do that depends on whether or not they'll be in the Oscars. So
Monster.
Right.
They're on. Directed by Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Who didn't get a nomination for Wonder Woman, which
Wonder Woman should have gotten a nod, though. I mean,
so?
to direct, or at least Gal Gadot or something, you know. I think she did a fantastic job, and
she did.
And I got warm fuzzies when she walked out of that trench in World War One.
Yeah,
and just started running after him.
Of course.
I mean, just talking about it, I mean that's a pretty powerful scene, and I don't think there were many people that could have captured that accurately.
I mean, if anything, Patty Jenkins should have got nominated for sure. Not to say she deserves to win, but she deserves to be put on a list of other people. And you know, I didn't look at every single category, but I would hope Wonder Woman's nominated for something, you know, costume design. I don't know. But yeah, you know, I'll tune in March 4th either way, even though, you know,
Who's going to be the announcer or the commentator?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay. Good.
He did good. He did good last year. And last year's actually it got so good at the very end. You remember that?
Oh yeah, they mixed up the
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was I don't know.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Annette Bening just like, or not Annette Bening, Faye Dunaway, she's like, oh, I'm gone. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was embarrassing. It's like, wow, we were just supposed to come out here and it's like, what the hell, Oscars? Get your shit together.
And let's put up some decent movies and win awards that should be won for decent movies and not just because there are certain...
I just think we need a brand new award show.
We do.
That will turn the other ones on their sides and maybe help them reevaluate. Like, I just think anymore it's so... I don't even watch other award shows because it pretty much gives away who's going to win the Oscars, sadly. You know, we were talking about the BAFTAs. I think that seems like more of a fun show, I guess. Like, you know, like I said, they gave Javier Bardem an award for Skyfall. You know, they have fun. Like, holy crap, a James Bond film was nominated?
Right.
Like, what's going on, Oscars?
Well, let's have award shows done by the people that go see these movies.
Right, yeah.
No, I'm not... and there's a lot of politics behind that because you're going to all of a sudden have people...
Kinds of stuff. It's nuts. It's
have
crazy.
people trolling the nominations and stuff like that, and maybe like a horrible movie is going to win
They just
an
need
award.
a new award show.
They do. They need to revamp it. Yeah.
Get the execs out of it. Of course, you know, good luck having an award show. But with YouTube nowadays, someone could really put together a cool award show, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and then celebrities maybe would catch on. And like the Razzies used to be like low key, and now it's like, I think
those are hilarious.
They actually have a big ceremony. So
the worst of the worst.
Exactly. So, like I said, either way, I'll tune in to the Oscars. I still like the show. I just, it's like the curtain's been pulled a little bit, and I see a little bit of some of the mystery's gone, and
I think
reality
it's
sets in. Yeah, of course. So, so I guess we'll move on to other topics here. Hans Zimmer, who retired after doing BVS, he's a composer, did all the Nolan films. Mm-hmm. He's coming back to do Dark Phoenix. Yeah. X-Men Dark Phoenix. That really intrigues me. Like, this should have a really good...
Well, yeah, I think he's the best of the best for, because he also did Pirates of the Caribbean. He's got a good sense of, he is the next John Williams to me.
Sure.
I think he has memorable notes that just stick in your head, like Superman, Indiana Jones, Star Wars. And he's got these, he's just good at what he does. So I can't wait to see what comes out. Kind of sad that he didn't get to do Justice League. But, I'm sure that's a lot of work because you're composing something that nobody's ever heard before. It's not like you're just taking in other people's music and entering them into stuff. I mean, you're going for emotion. What are you trying to find here? I think it's going to be great. Anything he touches is amazing.
Well, BVS wore him out, basically. He had a partner with Junkie XL to make sure he didn't kind of repeat his Nolan pattern,
Yeah.
Because this is a new Batman, and that's, I think, something he had a hard time with. Like, I knew Nolan's Batman. This is what I composed for that character. This one's totally different. Junkie XL was, I think, just solely going to do Justice League, and then they dropped out or got fired. It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Who knows what happened? It's probably a, staring contest.
Right.
I don't know. But, so he's actually nominated with the Oscars this year for Dunkirk and Blade Runner 2049. Which
I didn't know he did Blade Runner. Really?
Composed them, yeah.
No, that's another reason to go see the movie.
Yeah. Oh, Blade Runner is a beautiful film.
That's what I've heard.
It's very good. I don't know if I'm sure on the smaller screen it translates pretty well, but the big screen it was really something to see. Dunkirk was, of course, good too. And so it looks like the Dark Phoenix has a little less drama now that Singer's gone.
Good.
And it just seems to be more of a well-oiled machine under Simon Kingberg. This is from Evan Peters. He was interviewed. He plays Quicksilver, and he pretty much confirmed Zimmer's involvement before it was official. It might not even be official yet, but that still intrigues me. Like, wow, they're getting a big composer for this film. Like, this might turn things around in a great deal, especially with them entering Disney territory, and who knows how they're going to handle all this, crossing the streams of all these characters.
Well, I don't think you want to poke the bear, keep on continuing with what's going well.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm thrilled about that. He great composer, and, we've already seen the images from Dark Phoenix, some of them, and they look great.
Visually speaking, they're amazing.
Yeah, I really... Yeah. I hope for the best. I really do. Apocalypse kind of left a bad taste in the mouth. I didn't hate it, but it was definitely not a last stand for me.
No, and you're going to have some problems here because Mystique is back. And she's carried a lot of the movies in previous aspects. And I think I was reading something somewhere that basically said that if the director that they went with, Simon Kingsburg, was going to direct, she basically had a pact with him that, if he came back and directed this one, that she'd come back. And I think in interviews that she kind of shot herself in the foot only because she didn't like the process of the makeup. It's, it's hard on the skin and stuff like that, and it takes a long time, but
they've improved it though for this.
Yeah. And I hope the storyline does involve her a little bit because she is a big part of the scene. And I almost kind of feel bad in a way because she is so much involved in these other movies that, the original X-Men trilogy just kind of used her as a pawn for Magneto. Yeah. And we don't really get that big backstory of her. So it's nice to see them finally give a character like that.
She's a good guy now, really.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Some credit due. So I'm sure at some point we'll see her venture off into what the comic books actually did. But
and I welcome someone to replace her. I mean, I don't hate her, but it's like,
I think it's going to be tough because
her star power is huge, and it's like, you can probably find someone cheaper.
True, but she's got good chemistry with the actors already.
Yeah, she
and
does,
she's kind of the mother figure of these
As long as she doesn't phone it in, I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
and I don't think she will.
Do that, yeah.
I don't think she. I don't think I've ever seen where she does phone it in.
Some people thought she did with Apocalypse. Hard to say.
I think Apocalypse as a whole phoned it in, not just.
Well, and if you look at it though, these actors, they're human.
Yeah.
And if the set's a chaos, it might be hard to get motivated to really put everything into it. If she was phoning it in, if you'd say, but
I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
That's a whole nother story. I think they should have they should have listened to the fans a little bit more.
Right. So, yeah, I think this is very promising. This is looking better and better. So,
yeah.
Stay tuned on that one.
That'll be a movie I see.
Yeah, for sure. Man of Steel 2 may be happening.
Ooh.
They said the rumor said that the announcement may come at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. There's also a rumor that Superman might show up in Shazam, and it'll be like a...
That's always been a great battle in the comics.
Yeah.
It's too bad we don't have Steve here to talk about that. But
I don't know. Do they battle in the comics?
I've seen some comic book covers where they're battling. I don't know much more than that.
I know from what I read, Billy Batson looks up to Superman, and that's how he kind of tries to act as Shazam. Mm-hmm. So he has inspiration with that. So I'm sure, it's comics. There's been several issues. I'm sure they've gotten into fights with
I'm sure
Krypton or Kryptonite, or whatever.
Kryptonians.
Yeah, but hey, I love Cavill as Superman. They need to keep him in there.
Yeah.
And just give him something to do.
And hopefully they bring back that upbeat, looking forward to helping people out kind of Superman that we saw at the very end.
They're going to run with the Justice League.
I really like that Superman that they went with.
Even though I think that was rushed, like I liked it, but it just felt like, it seemed like something's missing in there to get him to that persona. Like what did it take? And I think the Snyder cut was going to show a little more of that. Mm-hmm. And but speaking of Death and Return of Superman, DC's next animated film is going to be that Death of Superman.
Oh wow.
It's going to be a 2-parter. First part's going to be about Doomsday and that big fight that kills him. Mm-hmm. Second part's going to be the Reign of Superman.
Ooh.
Which I'm very excited about.
Are we going to get the offshoots of Superman? Like
we're
Man of Steel?
Superman, Superboy, Cyborg Superman, Steel, and the Last Son of Krypton. And of course, Superman will return as well, like he did in the comics. Mm-hmm. But I'm a huge Steel fan, and I can't wait to see him animated. I hope they really get him close to what he looked like in the comics.
Well, and I think with animation you can do that without making it appear hokey, because for some reason people's minds shut off when they see a cartoon versus when they see real life. In real life, they have to have something to connect it to scenarios that make sense to them, and with cartoons you don't have to do that. You just have to say
check.
Right, and with that you just plop it in. You're already there. Poof, you're off and running. So your brain just shuts down and you go with the story and you have fun.
Sure. So yeah, I'm a huge Steel fan, so I'm excited. I think that's great, and I'll look forward to it. We'll have to review that on the show.
Yeah, I can't
do a commentary.
Right.
But yeah, 2-parter. Let's do it.
Ooh,
hell, make it 4 parts.
Yeah.
Scott Snyder's taking over Justice League in the comic world.
Good.
This is going to take place after Dark Knight's Metal, and Justice League No Justice. He said fans will never look at the Justice League in the same way again. I was talking with my friend yesterday, Juan, who just recorded a show, actually.
Oh, cool.
Podcast of his own. It's going to be called Don't Shoot the Messenger. He's a personal trainer. He's a martial artist. He's a musician. I mean, this guy is just...
We've had him on the show before.
Yeah, of course. And very talented guy. And the show was great, of course. But yeah, he was telling me about this Dark Knight's... I forgot what it was called. It was like Batman Laughs or the Joker Laughs, something like that. Mm-hmm. But it was a crazy storyline. These are like, how there's multiverses.
Right.
So... you got your Earth 1 through whatever. Well, these are like negative Earths. And
weird.
In this particular Earth, the Joker reenacts, the torment Batman went through to become Batman, losing his parents. So he kills all these people to get Batman to show up. And the goal is he wants Batman to kill the Joker. Joker's full of all that serum and all that crap, So when Batman kills him, the serum seeps into Batman.
Oh, cool.
He gradually becomes the Joker in a way. He gets the grin and he changes his costume.
Oh wow!
He actually assembles all the rogue, or not the rogues. His Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, everybody, and tells them like, something's happening to me, and I think something like, I wish you guys would have been able to tell before I had to tell you, and he kills them all.
Oh, jeez.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Juan showed me some of the artwork. It's incredible. And I apologize for giving things away, but that's hardly, that's just scratching the surface. Like, go out and check that comic out. I think it's Batman Laughs or something like that. Forgive me, but just go out there and look at Dark Knight's Metal, and you'll find it. So I think that's a really unique new way there of these different universes. It gives them more to play with in the comic world. So, yeah, that's very exciting. Flashpoint, this is going to be the Flash's first movie, live action movie. They've been through all these different directors and writers, so they finally settled on John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. Their credits include Vacation and Game Night. They directed those films. Okay. They also wrote Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
So, Vacation was all right, It was kind of a rehash, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Game Night yet. That's due out. It looks like it could be fun. Rachel McAdams and
Jason Bateman.
Yes, Jason Bateman. Yep.
Yeah. It's also got Kyle Chandler. Remember Early Edition, that TV show?
Yes. Yep. I like that actor.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a hard ass now, and every part he plays.
I know.
He's like so removed from that other character.
I always get him confused with the same guy that was in the movie The Office.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because they kind of look kind of similar.
Yeah.
Not really, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You.
Wasn't he also on Friday Night Lights?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did that for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. There's a lot on the line, I think, for this film. It's going to pretty much be, I hope it's a big epic tale like the animated movie is in the comics. You're going to have all those characters to deal with, and they better not try to make it just a 2-hour film. I tell you that much.
Yeah, when you have so much material, it's hard to get it pressed into 2 hours.
Unless they're going to take good chunks of it out. And they probably will, I guess, realistically, because we haven't met all these characters that were in Flashpoint, but I'm just glad they finally got a director. And it seems like, they're not terrible directors. It's not like Brett Ratner, got hired. I hope it's good, and I hope Warner Brothers stays the hell away.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. So,
but probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't learn.
No.
So, Mitch, you got
sources confirm that Indiana Jones will be Steven Spielberg's next project. It sounds like he's kind of putting on the back burner West Side Story, because I think they were talking about him working on that here first before.
Yeah, that can wait.
Yeah, principal photography is starting to shoot sometime this year into next year. And then hopefully we'll have an Indiana Jones in 2020. But man alive, is that it? Harrison Ford will be 77 by then, so he's getting old.
Which is why he's probably waiting to do West Side Story, because he'll be 80.
Right. My guess, I'm hearing that Harrison Ford will be back for sure, which would be dumb if he didn't. Obviously, Mutt Williams will not be in this one. Thank God. And if it follows the truth to any Indiana Jones movie, the odd-numbered movies are always the best ones. 1, 3, and hopefully this one. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It sounds like they got a storyline already. I'm assuming John Williams is coming back. Hopefully they kind of steer away from that cereal box pop 50s, aliens attack.
I get what they were doing though, because I think the 30s was big on like mummies and things like that. I think so. I think they had some good stuff there. It's just the way they. And
what's not to say they could explore the Russians. After World War II, the Russians kind of take over. I just think that we need to get away from the hokiness of aliens. We need to get back to the heart of something that's a little bit more down to earth, grounded. Obviously John Hurt's gone. He passed away, so he won't be in this one. But I don't think his storyline had anything more than that movie.
He just showed up at the end. And that's pretty much it.
Will be interesting to see if we have any more relatives that pop up. I wonder if we'll get more of Indiana Jones' wife now, or if they're just going to kind of leave that on the wayside and mention
big
it.
thing, because they're going to ignore the previous film, or they're not going to ignore it. So that'll be intriguing.
Or they may talk about it, or maybe she's away on a meeting or vacation or something like that. You know, I don't know what storyline they're going with. You know, they always talk about the arc. You know, what's the main center, or what do they call that? Not a widget, but
Ark of the Covenant?
No, something that Spielberg and Lucas came up with a name.
I don't remember.
It's the driving factor of the entire storyline, is what they call it.
Furby?
Something like that, yeah.
Give me that Furby. It belongs in the museum.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. Hopefully John Williams comes back. I'm assuming he will.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I always thought that, you know, if they decided to retire the character, that the person that could take over is like maybe Indiana's son would be...
Chris Pratt?
Yes. He's got the face, he's got the serious tone to him, but then he's also got that, you know, kind of joking side. And I think he can shut off the joking side long enough to be serious enough to do these action movies. I just... it'll be interesting to see what they do.
As a fan, I mean, I'm a fan too, but I think you're more of a diehard fan.
Yeah.
If you had the say so, what would this movie? How would it end? I guess. Would you keep going? Would it be?
I think the story needs to continue. Obviously, in the Young Indiana Jones series, Indy's well into his 90s, so to kill him off in this movie would be doing not any justice to the canon of the whole Indiana Jones character himself. And as you probably remember, the Young Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford does make an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a violin or something like that, and also has a beard with his hat, you know, the iconic hat and stuff. It's a very short scene. And it's
probably
not
his fugitive beard.
Yeah, probably when he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they can end with.
Like him retiring, would you dig that, or?
Only if they found out that Chris Pratt was his son and that he takes over the mantle. And we never see Mutt Williams again, or that he was killed in action
he
somewhere.
Is Mutt, and it's like, Mutt, you changed. Like,
yeah, what if he grew up into, like, you know, a more respectable Jones boy?
Yeah, it's like, I found a serum to reverse the emo bitch process. And,
Yeah.
Here I am. I'm a man.
I killed off my inner
Brando.
inner Shia LaBeouf. And
Yeah.
What a whiner that.
If you would have put that hat on.
Oh, I would have been so mad. I was screaming in the
I was
movies.
already mad.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I watching? What is this?
Because I went on opening night and I was like screaming, no, no.
And that's like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a bummer. I remember walking out of there. It was like a funeral. Like, what the hell?
You know, even if they would have just had Shia LaBeouf as a greaser that had no family relation.
It wasn't just him, though. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's a movie we need to watch.
It's like, it's very much like watching the first half of Full Metal Jacket. Amazing when you're going through Army training camp, and then afterwards you just kind of lose interest.
It's still a film I have not seen.
Yeah.
It's a Kubrick film.
It is.
Yeah.
And the first half of Indiana Jones is amazing. It really brings you back into the whole
fourth
line.
one you're talking about.
Yeah, where you're going through Area 51, and he's, you know, swinging in the rafters, and then he goes to one of the drop zones for the nuclear bomb testing, and then it gets hokey right after he lands in the middle of a desert from being blown away in a house in a lead-based refrigerator.
Yeah, it's like, let's say the lead-based fridge saved you from nuclear exposure.
Yeah,
the impact would still
have
kill
scrambled you.
Yeah. So why?
Yeah, it's like it's like Spielberg wrote the first half of that, and then Lucas took over and just said, "No, I'm phoning it in."
Spielberg is like, "How's he survive?" Well, he uses the Force. Like, what?
Wait a second. That's not how the Force works.
George, what the hell? And we have an Ewok come by. No. Ewok. Yeah, this is their story too. Like, oh my god,
it would have been hilarious if they put like a cardboard cutout of Jar Jar Binks in one of the homes.
And then,
like the most obvious nod to the directors ever.
And just to like further the point, he like tapes it to the fridge door.
Yeah,
so
and I think fans would have laughed hysterically and they would have cheered, and that would have been like the best part of the movie. Finally, the incineration of Jar Jar Binks.
Well, there's been Easter eggs in those films. Before.
Oh yeah,
like the first one, you know, of the R2D2 and the C3PO.
Yep,
etched
the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think Lucas has anything to do with this film.
Good.
And that, you know, they would have had 4 would have came out sooner without Lucas' involvement because Lucas kept saying, I don't like the script.
Yeah, and then they come out with Aliens.
Well, I think Ford and Spielberg were just tired of waiting.
Yeah,
let's just do it.
Yeah,
and
I'm sorry, I finally remembered the word. It's called the MacGuffin, the piece that's driving the movie.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that'll be interesting because if they don't ignore the previous film and they keep it in like the timeline. He'll be in the 60s now, right? Actually, yeah, he'll be in the 60s for sure. So,
in the 60s? When did this movie take place? Do we know exactly when in the 50s?
Mid-50s, I'm
guessing.
Mid-50s?
Okay. And Indiana Jones...
07, I think it came out.
You're kidding. It's been 10 years?
Yeah, 07 or... Yeah, I think it was 07. Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it has. 11 years. Well, by the time that movie comes out, it will be 12
years.
Yeah,
so we'll be in the 60s. So what was the big thing in the 60s? Well...
hippies.
We had the Cuba invasion. We had...
Indiana Jones versus love.
Yeah. We had the Cuban Missile Crisis. That would be interesting.
They could do something. Well, of course, X-Men did that, but that's okay.
Right.
They're not the same universe.
That's boy. Communism? You could still go after that. But what... You know, there's a lot of stuff that the Russians did during that time period that...
They could play with it, yeah.
They could, yeah. You know, the space race was a big one. The fact that they never...
Oh, my God.
That would be interesting.
If Lucas was on that, he'd be like, yeah, he's going to go to space. Like,
you see the Death Star just in the background or something like that. Yeah.
He meets Han Solo. Like, no, what are you talking about?
You again.
Han Solo's his long-lost relative. Oh, my God, George.
You can almost... Well, and, you know, there's time periods where they talked about him actually working with the government. So what's not to say that he could go back and do something. And now, I don't want to turn it into a James Bond kind of thing, but that might not be bad.
Your mission.
Yeah.
Well, if they ignore the previous film, then they could still keep it in the 50s, I guess. Yeah. Except, I don't know. And the other argument is, it seems like Indy isn't interesting without Nazis involved somehow, some way.
Well, and I think to their credit, though, they just had a bad storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Temple of Doom was a bad storyline because it was a period of time where Steven Spielberg and
Lucas
whoever
just went through a divorce.
Was going through a divorce.
So the heart ripping out was like actually
it was more them just trying to write their emotions on screen.
Yeah.
And
you know, overall, I'm glad they're finally doing this film because they've been talking about it, and it's like, okay, Harrison Ford is getting up there. And hell, Spielberg is too. You know,
right?
Williams, he's in his 80s. John Williams, and he got nominated for Oscars, by the way. Forgot to mention him, but yeah. So like, you got all these old guys, and it's like, you either have to end this film, like to end the series, or have it continue.
But how do you end the series on the 5th movie? I mean, you got to complete the trilogy somehow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, most likely they got to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, though. They can't really do a trilogy because he'll be
in his 80s.
Walk probably. Well, Harrison Ford's in good shape unless
he's an extremely
unless he
good.
keeps flying. You know, we'll see. But he's really had some close calls there in the last few years.
Well, the FAA hasn't grounded him yet. So
yeah, right.
You crash an airplane and the FAA doesn't grind. Well, you know, there's some weird rules with the FAA, though.
And people...
Yeah. FAA, if you have a heart attack, and I'm sure we'll get people writing in on this, and maybe, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but the FAA, if you have a heart attack, you're no longer able to fly.
Oh, okay.
Not like flying on a plane where somebody flies you around, no. But physically flying. Yeah. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I just remember a couple people that I know discontinued flying after they had a heart attack. So I don't know if that's just on their own accord. If anything should happen again, they want to be on the ground. But you know, they have some rules in place, and rightfully so. I mean,
well, that's why you
don't want to just fall out of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting, but
I would encourage our listeners, though, to write in on the podcast when we do finally post it to give their opinion or what they feel the next indie should be.
yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, please do that.
Yes.
Do that. Reach out to us. We're on all social media. And
Spotify? Did I hear?
Yes.
We're getting there?
We're still getting that worked
Okay.
out. I don't know what's going on, but that is coming.
I
Yes.
cannot wait.
So, yeah, listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, YouTube, and, of course, our website, fieldofgeeks.com. So, yeah, definitely go out to the social medias and submit anything you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Indiana Jones.
No.
Hopefully positive stuff. But
Yeah.
I guess we'll take negative stuff. We'll just have Mitch read those. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, we encourage it. So,
Cool.
we'll, I look forward to Indiana Jones. I just hope it's good.
Me too.
Hope it's good.
For what it's worth, I really do.
Well, another sequel, fifth movie in the franchise, Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that one came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it finally got a title. It's called Mission Impossible Fallout. It's going to be out July 27th. It should have wrapped a long time ago, but Tom Cruise got injured on set, broke his ankle.
Oh, geez.
And I think this was like after Cavell did the reshoots for Justice League.
Oh,
So
my God. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Sadly, if they would have waited a little bit, which they had no idea this was going to happen, Cavell might have been able to shave his mustache off, grow it back in time.
Well, I mean, how long does it take to grow a mustache? I can't grow one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it for a guy such as him,
Well,
it
it's
can't
Hollywood,
be that
though.
long.
I mean, they do pretty good facial hair,
yeah.
fakery. So
I'm sure it's easier to CGI a mustache on than it
Yes.
is to CGI
Yes.
it off,
In fact,
as we
Warner
saw.
Brothers
Yeah.
offered that. They said, hey, if you let him shave it, we'll pay the bill to put it back on in your
Yeah.
film. No. Paramount was like, nope, not going to happen. So, yeah.
It's not like they couldn't use DreamWorks studies and all that stuff. Because who was that? That storyline where they had the lady with the red hair, the big hair, flowy hair. It was an animated movie, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but I remember reading about it because they said they actually spent 3 years, a team dedicated 3 years to studying the flow of hair in the wind, how it laid down, how it appeared in different direct sunlights.
Really?
3 years study. And you don't think that they could use a little bit of that just to CGI a mustache on?
Isn't there a file? Come on, guys. Come on. We lost the file. So, this cast is, huge. Just like the last film, you got Henry Cavill, Angela Bassett, Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames.
So some big names.
Yeah. The last film was great.
Yeah.
Rogue Nation. It was really good. These last two films have been very good. So it's really a refreshing take on the franchise that you pretty much thought was over with, after 3. But yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great movie. And actually, they were on the Graham Norton show lately.
Oh, good.
Recently, and they shared slow-mo footage of Cruise breaking his ankle. They actually showed it. It was bad. Like, it wasn't like a blood and stuff, but you saw his foot go back.
Oh.
And the audience the other cast were like, I can't watch this. Yeah. But yeah, check that out. It was pretty funny. And Cruise's Cruise. He was happy as could be. So
Oh yeah.
he actually got. Oh my God, he's crazy. He jumped off a building, and he was supposed to land on the edge of the other building, which did happen, but his ankle broke the speed.
Oh.
He still landed, but he broke it, and they had all these other angles, and they showed head on, and he's just
Oof.
But he still gets up and tries to walk again. He's nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has a adrenaline rush.
He does. So yeah, more to come on that. Pre-Infinity War comic is released by Marvel. This is a gap between Civil War and Infinity War. So
kind of explains what was going on and all the.
It's really cool. I'd like to check it out. And this kind of gives a little bit away, so hopefully you don't mind. But issue 1 deals with Steve, Falcon, and Black Widow forming a team. So they're off doing their own thing there. Hawkeye retired. Ant-Man reunited with his family. Obviously, Ant-Man and the Wasp, that's coming out. Scarlet Witch and Vision are together. Vision is appearing as human to make things less weird.
Okay.
Which we saw most of this in the
makes
trailer,
sense.
so it's not like giving a ton away.
Right.
Bucky's getting rebooted by Black Panther's sister, Shuri. And Tony's off on his own, pretty much. I think, he's kind of just a loner now.
He always does, though. I mean, then people pull him back in.
He's going to cause some shit to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll have to rescue the world from his mistake, and then he'll come back and say, hey, guys, we shouldn't make these mistakes anymore. Let's sign these accords. It's like, dude, you started all this.
Yeah.
This is kind of funny. It's like,
right.
Hey, guys, we got to be like, wait a minute. It should be your rule.
Yeah.
The Tony Stark rule. I'm already hyped up for the Infinity War. That's going to be out less than 100 days.
Wow.
So. And then you got, I think Black Panther's out before that. Yeah, it's out next month. So.
Well, that's coming right up.
Yeah, that movie looks like a big movie. I hope it makes a ton of money.
I wouldn't mind going to see it.
It's
they need to start. They really need to start doing some advertising for it, though.
Yeah, they are. Problem is, they're starting to give away clips. They actually released a clip online. It's like, damn it, I watched it.
Yeah,
but they didn't give a lot away. But it's like, oh, come on, why do you do this? Like, just keep showing the trailer. You don't need to ruin your movie. They did that with Spider-Man: Homecoming. You pretty much knew what the whole movie was by the time you went to go see it.
Yeah,
but yeah, so there's a lot of interesting things coming from Marvel. And speaking of that, Black Widow looks like finally she's getting her own solo film,
which would be nice.
Which of course is going to star Scarlett Johansson.
Which hair color are we going to get though?
Well, hopefully get red. It is the character.
No, I don't understand this whole silver white thing. Unless
I think she's just trying to disguise herself because she's wanted now. She went against the Accords. I think that's how they're doing it.
No,
maybe she fell in a vat of bleach. We just don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know. Maybe she got a new power, Vogue. I don't know.
In Vogue.
Yeah. But she may make $25 million for this movie, which is huge for a female actress. They might have to have her partner up with other people just because she doesn't have powers. So it's like, how do you... I mean, I guess you could make it like a spy thriller.
You could.
Whatever, but...
Yeah. Atomic Blonde was good just because it was an action-packed spy thriller.
Yeah.
But that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah, sure.
But I think they could definitely do it and make it good. And, what's not to say that they don't have a cameo here just because it's a Marvel movie.
Sure. And she might actually have a producing credit, too, which is wise. I think she's meeting with directors and trying to get a story written. So there's a lot of involvement there. And it's about damn time. Marvel's really been late to the game with the female-led movie, I think.
Where DC has not, which is hilarious.
Right, DC, yeah. Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman really set a lot of this up to happen in a big, bad way. And we also have Red Sparrow coming out, which is a Jennifer Lawrence film, which is very similar to Black Widow. It's crazy how similar it is. Yeah, she pretty much is in a training facility like Black Widow was.
Oh,
with the ballerina dancing and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, it's the director, of course, said that, the material they use is based on a Red Sparrow novel, which was written by an ex-FBI agent. So their movie is more of a thriller, suspense, no gadgets, and it's rated R. So, it's more of an adult film, probably more, it's probably a lot more real, I guess, than fantasy. So I guess there's that, you can, divide them up with that up by itself. But, this is not really a genre that's new. I mean, we've had La Femme Nikita, Alias. We've had these movies and characters before. Black Widow did come out in 1964, so you could say she inspired a lot of these archetypes to come about. Red Sparrow just came out in 2013 as a novel. So,
oh wow,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's comparisons. It is funny though. I think when we shared it on our page, we were like, "Hey, here's the Black Widow movie." Because I mean, honestly, it's like Marvel. What the hell? You could have made a Black Widow by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You
could have taken so long. Come on. I think has hurt that character because it's great to see her here and there, but it's like her and Hawkeye. Like, well,
thought there was something there
to the team. It's it was pretty crazy, but yeah. So I'll definitely check both of those out, and I hope, I hope this Black Widow is a good film for sure.
Yeah.
Brie Larson's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I've seen some photographs of that. Can't tell if she's wearing green or I've seen ones with the actual Captain Marvel outfit with the red and blue.
Those are fans.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, so Why is she wearing a green suit then?
I think in the comics that might have been a color scheme before the red and blue and gold.
Yeah.
So it might be very well in canon. But yeah, the costume itself looks nice. It's just the color scheme. I'm like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
Because I was so looking forward to see the red, blue, and gold.
Right.
Not the teal, blue, and silver.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted her hairdo to kind of be like a mohawk type of thing. Like they have drawings, and it's like it's like a recent artist's take on her character. It looks cool. It's not a mohawk, but it's hard to explain what kind of hairdo it is, but it's kind of cool, I think. So it's in the 90s though too. So
yeah,
maybe she'll have Rachel hair before she gets that hairdo. It'll be interesting though. It's like I don't know much of her character, and forgive me out there who probably know more. I don't know if she ages or gets frozen at some point, because I assume she's going to be playing with the current Avengers sooner or later.
Well, from my understanding is that she will be in Infinity Wars. So
I wonder how that works. Maybe she can travel through time.
I don't know,
because this movie she's in is going to be in the 90s, so that'll be that's pretty cool, because you won't have a lot of tech distractions or.
Oh, I see what you're saying, like the faux hawk kind of thing, where it's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I kind of like that, but she's an actress, and she's probably got other films to make, so to cut the hair like that might be a little risky, but.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I was really taken aback though. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected. And
she looks completely different with makeup and not like doing a drama piece.
Right.
Because all I've ever seen her in is The Room, and she wears no makeup.
She was in 21 Jump Street as well.
Oh, was she?
Like Jonah Hill's, not girlfriend, but a girl he kind of was into.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. Costume looks good, of course, and
it's very weird. It's a weird costume.
Yeah. Well, it's also the angles are showing too.
Well, it's just all green.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get that at all.
I know. Unless it's going to glow red or something.
Yeah, unless it's all like for CGI purposes.
It's a green screen costume. We figured it out. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of odd. It's it's a prototype suit. Let's say that.
It could be like a Mach 1
suit.
suit.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. They've also spotted Samuel L. Jackson making a comeback with Nick Fury with 2 eyes, I believe.
What? Oh, because it's going to be beforehand?
Yeah. Gives them an opportunity to bring back other characters, too. Like Coulson you could have in there.
Yeah.
You have to de-age him a little bit.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. And I feel bad that they killed that
cool.
character off. Well, and I know that he's still alive in the...
If you honor the TV...
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah.
The Marvel... Well, that's a big rumor with Infinity War is we may get a Daredevil scene, like a cameo or something. Like, if they do that, that's going to be huge. Because they need to acknowledge...
But who would be Daredevil?
It'd be Charlie Cox.
Oh, would it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. For sure. Yeah,
He's such a great actor.
If anything, they need to embrace the Netflix shows as
they
canon.
do.
And, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s pretty good, I think. So it would be nice to embrace that, too.
Yeah.
Bring Coulson back. Or they don't even have to mention S.H.I.E.L.D. He could just swing by and...
Why not just even bring the Punisher into it?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I don't know how they could do that. Because, Punisher's so dark and... I don't know. It'll be something down the road. It's going to be... I don't know with the Punisher. I know, his show's going to have a season 2. Disney's involved now, so I don't really know.
I don't think Disney's going to touch much of it.
They would be wise not to.
Yeah.
Like, you just have your subsidiary studio, like Dimension, call it Marvel Dark or something, Marvel After Dark, After Hours. I don't know. Just like...
Yeah.
Hey, these are the rated R Marvel films. Like, let's just do that. I think that'd be the best way to do it. I mean, the suit looks good. I just hope they change the colors.
Yeah.
I think they will.
They probably will.
They pretty much get it right.
They always do one suit, and then they do a final suit in the battle.
Yeah, it might be just a funny scene like, I accidentally washed my suit. Haha. Yeah. I don't know. Something stupid. They use Tide. So this next piece is really exciting to me and just came out of nowhere. RoboCop is going to get a sequel.
What?
To the 87 film, the original film.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A sequel. They're clearing the slate of...
So they're saying the latest one never happened?
All of them after the first one never happened.
Wow.
They're starting with a true sequel to
awesome.
The first one. Same writer, Ed Neumeyer.
Are they going to keep the 1980s Ford Tauruses as the updated police cars? That would be so awesome.
They'll have a bigger budget now, so who knows? But
I hope they keep the same look. They don't try to, like... I hope it's, the real blocky kind of, not the sleek design for a suit. It's,
Yeah.
And the funny humor behind it.
The 2014 remake, I actually like it. I do own it. It offers a lot of new concepts that I think it would have been more interesting to have it be a sequel, actually, like a next generation RoboCop versus, a clear reboot. Because the new RoboCop was more of an amputee, I think. He wasn't completely machine. I guess Alex Murphy wasn't either, but this RoboCop had a lot of personality.
Yeah.
It was just different.
Alex Murphy was just complete machine with, face of human.
But they were able to do so much with the 2014.
Yeah.
You had a great cast: Michael Keaton, Gary Oldman, Samuel Jackson. I liked Jackson's character. They put a lot of politics in it, which was pretty intriguing. And, they really they went depth with RoboCop. Like, they removed all of his armor to show Alex Murphy, this is all that's left to you. And it was it's kind of like a big scene that really hits you. Oh my God, he's just nothing there. It's just a few organs and his face. And it's holy shit. You never got to see that with the other one because
you'd have moments where he'd walk into a room and he'd have a memory or something like that. And that would be about it.
So the 2014, I think, had a lot of good in it. But I totally understand why they would just want to wipe the slate clean. And, they've had 2 and 3, in RoboCop films, and then they had side films. They had a series of side films, which I think ignored the 2 and 3 itself.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And those were kind of interesting ideas. Alex Murphy's son grew up and worked for OCP. And
Well, don't forget the TV show that they had.
Oh, of course, that too.
That was an awesome TV show.
Did you like that show?
Yeah. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember some of it. It wasn't terrible, I guess, but man, 3 was so bad. It was so childish.
Is that the one where they tried to create another RoboCop? There's that 2.
Ninjas. There's RoboCop 2. Yeah, they create an evil RoboCop.
Yeah, because they're trying to create more RoboCops, and you remember they keep on killing people and they put them in machines.
Yeah, that was dark.
One of them screams and shoots himself.
Then he shoots one of the doctors.
Somebody else.
And then they cut to the doctor and he's holding his arm. He's got it in a cast.
Yeah.
And then it just blows its brains out. And one pulls its brains out, I think.
Yeah. That's what I loved about RoboCop, the humor. It was so dark, but also funny.
Well, and the writer for the first one didn't even write the second one.
Oh, really?
So I think you're going to get that at first. Well, it's...
That stop motion which was best, because these things would come out and you could tell it was all stop motion. And then it just would scream and shoot itself.
Yeah, and 3 had ninjas.
Yeah, that was just
very
dumb.
Strange and weird and stupid. Yeah, it was really bad. So I'm excited. This is awesome. I imagine this is going to be, a great revisit to that world, and they might tweak the looks a little bit because, it's been a long time.
It has.
So,
I hope they don't tweak it enough to make it look like, we're kind of revamping the suit.
I think they should be I think you could get an upgrade. I could see that.
Keep it silver.
Because, the other thing is, of course, the latest RoboCop, the 2014, I liked the suit best when it had the old colors, scheme, which it did in the beginning.
Oh, did it?
End.
The
middle part was black.
That was
so
so dumb.
Him to be more sleek or something. But yeah, when it was grayed and stuff, it looked really fancy and it was nice. It was really cool. So I imagine they'll just do minor upgrades, and that's also good for the actor too because that was hard to move in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Peter Weller, I think I don't know if he had martial arts training or something, but he was really able to mimic the armor. He got it to work. He got it to work to make it move and stuff. That's another big question.
Will Peter Weller come back?
Yes.
Yeah.
You couldn't make that happen. You could.
You could.
You could, because you just have to de-age his face. That's it.
I don't even know if you'd have to go that far.
Well, if they treat it it's going to be a sequel, I would imagine, so it'd still be very soon after the first one.
And he hasn't aged that much in his face. I mean, upper part of his face.
A little too much sun, yeah. But still, with what they can do with de-aging Robert Downey Jr. and other people, you just have to de-age that part.
Yeah.
And it's there's no hair. It's it's not hard. You can easily do it. And his voice, I think, sounds pretty much the same.
Oh, yeah.
Bring him back.
Stop
That would
breaking
be
the
so
law.
Easy. You wouldn't even have to. You wouldn't even have to be in the suit.
No.
You just have to be in a motion cap suit.
Yeah.
Just like everyone is now, just walking around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing the same movements and stuff. But he doesn't have to wear that shit. And
No.
he's old now. He doesn't want to wear that crap
Yeah.
anyway. So, dude, they could do that.
Oh yeah.
They could do that. That'd be fun. And oh man, I just hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. It's gonna be better than 3.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. Bring back Peter Weller.
Terrible. Anytime you market towards kids, a RoboCop film that was rated R in the previous 2 films
Right.
showed a lot of boobs and blood. Hey kids, like, what is going on? Of course, after the first RoboCop, I think there was an animated show.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a RoboCop figurine?
No.
It had caps in the back.
What?
Yeah, it had a trigger in the back,
Yeah.
and you would pull it out, load caps in it.
Snap caps?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
You pull his gun up, like that, and then you would pull the trigger
Oh,
in
that's
the back,
cool.
and it go pop, 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 pop. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's probably dangerous as hell now for a kid to have something like that.
Well, if kids are drinking Tide Pods, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
a little
gosh.
blasting cap isn't going to hurt you.
Hey, yeah. Well, they won't be leaders of the world. in the
No.
future, so I guess that's okay. Rest in peace.
I
Yeah.
survived the Tide Pod challenge.
Oh my God, I don't get it. Like, kids are stupid. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. So yeah, we'll stay tuned for that.
Yes, more to come.
I'll buy that for $1.
Stop breaking the law.
Well, Iron Man was actually the inspiration for RoboCop.
Oh, was he?
It was actually a homage to Iron Man, Easter egg of Iron Man. When that guy robs a convenience store, he takes an Iron Man comic.
Oh, I'll be
before he
darned.
goes up to the counter. So
Oh, cool.
That was their inspiration. So, looking at the 2014 film, you could tell, like,
There
now
was still
Iron
some more.
Man's
Yeah.
tech was inspiration to them for what they could do. So, yeah, I kind of wish we would have got a follow up to the 2014, but I get it. It's still a good film, I think, and
Yeah, it just didn't do well enough
it's
for
not
them to.
iconic like
Yeah.
the first RoboCop. Like,
No.
honestly, they should have really removed the music. That didn't match. They
Yeah.
play the original RoboCop music at the beginning. It just didn't feel right. You
No.
know? I don't know, but yeah. So, do you remember Duke Nukem?
Yes.
Who doesn't? Who grew up in the 90s and all
Yeah, that was a game that was very closely related to Wolfenstein.
Was it?
Yeah.
With the
Where you're walking through hallways
Yeah.
and you're shooting. Yeah.
engine,
Mhm.
gaming engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty much a culmination of 80s action
Mhm.
heroes. John Cena's in talks to play him in the movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, which in my mind, I've mapped out like a few Duke Nukem movies growing up because I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do this with Duke, but of course, my Duke was more serious. He was.
Didn't they already do a Duke Nukem movie?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn they did.
I'm pretty sure they didn't. And if they did, it was probably really cheap and never was released.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear that they have.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Paramount's developing it. Platinum Dunes is producing, which is Michael Bay's company. So, I don't know. Michael Bay involved. There'll be a lot of explosions, that's for sure. Maybe it'll be a good fit for Michael Bay. I don't know. With the over-the-topness and stuff.
Oh, crud. Maybe I was just thinking of the video game Play. That could be.
Yeah, they had a 3D game at one point, I think. So that might be
Yeah,
what I'm
that could
thinking
be
of.
it.
Oh yeah, I love Duke Nukem though. I had a few of those games and all his his quirks and
Oh, yeah, dude just go through and just blast things to all hell.
when he'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, yeah. And then, what would be awesome is if they had the screen, like when he's looking through his glasses and, you have a picture of your face on the bottom right-hand corner and all that stuff, and you're going through with all these different guns,
Yeah.
like first-person shooter view. That'd just be awesome.
Yeah, it would. It would. That'd be.
But I don't think John Cena has the acting chops for it.
I don't know.
He's too rigid and stiff, and I mean, he's fun to watch when he's in WWE because we already know it's scripted and fake and hokey, and that's the polarizing thing that brings you to it. But I don't think he
Who
can.
else would you have play the part? You think of anybody?
Serious actors, no. I think you could. I think if you sold it as a hokey film,
Mark Wahlberg.
No. no. Get out my car.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, boy.
You could have Stallone do it. That'd be awesome.
The red mohawk
Yeah.
and glasses. That's like Cobra. That's probably what that character is like.
I think the perfect person to play it is Dolph Lundgren.
Like a young fantasy casting.
Yeah, fantasy casting wise.
Arnold?
No. He has the look, though.
You could dub him.
He has the look for it.
Yeah.
Remember when he played Commando in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Duke Nukem looks like to me.
Dolph Lundgren from Rocky 4.
Yes.
That would have been great.
Yep.
Holy shit. Because he had the perfect haircut.
Yep.
Everything.
Of course, he could have played Street Fighter 2 as Guile during that period of time.
Yeah.
And then we could have saved ourselves from having to watch, what's-his-face?
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jean-Claude Van Damme never looked like Guile because he wouldn't dye his hair. And
the American Flag tattoo.
Yeah. I tried to watch that movie just recently, and I couldn't. And I felt so bad because I went to the movie theater when I was a young kid and thought that movie just killed it. I thought it was awesome.
Your parents took you to a psychiatrist after that.
I feel bad for half the movies I took my parents to because I could just imagine them coming home and like, oh yeah, that was great, and then my dad cracking open a beer to like try to forget the memories of that movie.
And then breaking the bottle over his head afterwards, passing out.
God, what are some other terribly bad movies that I used to like way back when?
Independence Day?
That one that's a good popcorn flick.
It doesn't live up too well, but yeah, it's still got some stuff there. I remember being forced to see some movies like
Mortal Kombat 2 I thought was great. And that one,
you thought it was
I thought it was until I started watching. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I love the first Mortal
The first
Kombat.
one was great.
To me, that's the best video game movie there's been.
Your soul is mine. Yeah.
I remember watching that second one. I was like, this is utter dog shit. It's just a mess.
Oh, yeah, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's still kind of entertaining, but oh my God, I tried watching it like a year ago. I was like, oh my God, I got to stop this.
Cabin Boy, that movie.
I like Cabin Boy.
Did you?
I remember liking it, but that was,
I haven't watched that one.
I was a kid when I watched it last. Yeah. These pipes are clean.
When I leave, I am a cabin boy, but when I return, I'm a cabin man. Yeah, I've never seen that ever again. That's one I'd like to see. I'm trying to think, what's some other movies that you've seen, like when you were a kid, that you just thought were awesome but are horrible now?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Batman, after the second Batman Returns with Keaton, all those movies I thought after Keaton were still good, but I've watched them
Batman
now.
Returns might have been the first movie I was actually like disappointed in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was entertained, but I was like
89 Batman was the pinnacle. That's yeah.
Just let down. Like it was so gothy, the second one.
Yeah, and you didn't have that real Batman feel. Like it was a central, integral part of the movie. It was more backstory about the Penguin and the mayor. And
the Penguin's just so grotesque. If he would have been more clean,
and I feel bad because Danny DeVito is such a great actor,
and I think he still did. You know, it's just that movie's very, very weird. Like I admire it, but I don't like it entirely. It's
still better than the Arnold Schwarzenegger Batman.
Yeah. Well, gosh, I watched Forever the other day, and I was like, oh man, because I used to think Forever was like, oh, we're getting back to 89 here, and in some aspects, I think we were a little bit. The costume was better, I thought.
Which one was it that had Nicole Kidman and Val Kilmer? Forever.
Yeah,
that's the one where I thought, man, Nicole Kidman's hot, and then after that, she just like lost her hotness.
I think she's wearing a wig.
Oh, is that what it was?
I don't know. I can kind of pinpoint wigs now when I look back on things, and it just looked too.
Then I am sad.
Weird. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I am sad.
Who knows? But yeah, gosh, there's a lot of kids movies. Three Ninjas, I'd probably laugh at now.
Oh yeah, Three Ninjas was another one that was great. Remember Dino the Last Dinosaur? That was a comic. That was a cartoon.
I don't.
Terrible. Terrible.
Oh man, what the hell?
Yeah.
Of course, animated series still holds up.
The Batman? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That one still went, that one won awards and was all drawn on black paper.
We had some taste back then.
We did.
Some things survived.
And storylines actually followed from episode to episode.
I remember when they were making Forever, I was like, oh, okay. Just follow the animated series route. Nope, we didn't do that.
Oh, another one. Power Rangers. The first movie that ever came out.
Yeah.
The Secret of the Ooze. I still have that card. Goo Goblin. Wasn't Ivan Ooze played by like a really renowned actor?
He's actually the villain in the first Indiana Jones film. The guy who opened the Covenant.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know
Wow.
his name, but
Wow.
yeah. You ever seen Hot Fuzz?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, you guys see Hot Fuzz? That same actor plays a priest in there.
Oh,
Oh, that movie's so good. You guys see that movie? You gotta come back and review that for us. That was good. I don't know. I don't want to give it away, but
okay.
it's pretty funny. It's well, I'll give away a little something. Simon Pegg and him are having a showdown with guns. You know, I won't explain how they got to that point, but you know, his character's a priest, and I think Pegg's like trying to talk him out of it, like, Father, you're about peace and all this stuff, and the father goes, "Fuck off, grasshopper," and pulls out a gun. Oh, it's funny. It's not exactly 100% accurate, but check out Hot Fuzz. That's a good film. But I guess getting back to the Duke Nukem.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It brought up some old memories.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, look wise, John Cena would be pretty cool.
I think look wise you could pull it off. Acting wise, and I don't know much of the backstory, so maybe you don't need one.
Well, if he treats it like a wrestling character, maybe he could do something. And hey, he'll probably do the soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh God.
No, he actually did a good job in the Amy Schumer film.
Oh yeah. That was funny though, because he was supposed to be written like that. I think they already took him as a normal guy, and they just said, "Who can play John Cena?" Well, John Cena can play John Cena, and so that's what they did.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Look wise, yeah, I think it'll look great. I think he could pull it off. I think he could.
You know what? I'll give it a chance.
I don't expect a Shakespeare performance.
Yeah.
But this movie's probably just supposed to be fun. You know? I don't think you should expect any Oscar nominations.
No.
Well, that's our last topic for the show. So,
all I have to say after this is anybody that's been watching Facebook, there is no Crocodile Dundee 2.
Or 3. Or 4.
4.
It's 4. Dundee.
Yeah, it's just
an ad for
Australian tourism. You will see more of it on the Super Bowl, so don't worry, guys. Don't have a heart attack. It's never going to happen.
It was kind of cool, but yeah, I wasn't like, I want to see this. Like, why him for his son?
Yeah,
I get it though. Hugh Jackman's actually in the latest.
Is he?
Snippet.
Oh, cool.
He plays like the prime minister or whatever you call it.
Perfect.
Whoever leads that country.
I still like that actor though. That in the commercials portray him.
Oh yeah, Danny McBride.
Oh God, he was hilarious.
Talented.
Yeah.
No, I like. There's him and Chris Hemsworth plays Wally Jr. It's so stupid, but it actually is a smart idea to advertise tourism for that country.
Yeah, people almost lost it though because they were like,
I know, they were like,
"No more Dundee."
I didn't even know this was happening. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know.
Like, we're still getting over the Los Angeles one. Like, Jesus. And he divorced his wife, which was his wife in the film, Paul Hogan.
Yeah.
So
good job, Paul.
They're not going to be on the screen again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just wanted it as a PSA.
Good news and bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on them. That was really clever. So, check us out on all social media. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, and fieldofgeeks.com. That said, we'll be back next week. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
Take care.